around about 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago, sorry, give or take the time difference, I left my hotel room and I was expected to pay quite a few hundred rupees, of course, airport taxi, but the guy in the dorm room hotel, very clean dorm room hotel, very nicely booked me a taxi, called the guy in the morning, said, no, just come down in the morning and I'll call the guy. So the guy comes, I was just around the corner from the taxi stand, but I had luggage. So yeah, I don't know how much the guy would have charged me if I'd have gone out on the street, but he said $385 or something like that, and I thought, fuck, that's all right, So I ended up giving the guy $400, and got to the airport. I thought, I'm 4 hours before the plane. I can have myself some breakfast. And what is there to eat? And I didn't see any chats, just snacks and chai and stuff like that. So I thought, oh God, okay, I'll go into this. And I said to the girl, I'm flying soon. So I don't want to take too much time. Can I sit and have some breakfast? And she said, yes, come in, blah, blah, blah. It took about an hour, and all I ended up having was a cup of tea. But on my way out, I realised they had samosas there. So I got a couple of takeaway samosas, which was perfect. Really, the way to do travelling, I think especially in Asia, but I don't know. I know Nepal and I know India, is to just be in the now and just trust and have a plan, have your basic plan, but you've got to go with the flow, and it's not easy for me to do, so I need to be reminded again and again. And that two flights got me from Kathmandu, India, North India, Delhi, and then down here to the south of India. I think Nepal time probably it was after midnight, but India time it was, 11:30, and I walked in the dark up this road, not knowing if I'd ever going to find a hotel. And I actually looked down some dark alleys and thought, well, if I had to, is that clean? Is that garden? No, it's tropics. I'm not going in a tropical garden. It'll be muddy and wet and all sorts of, dog poo or whatever. So I said, no. But I honestly thought that if I had to, I would just put my head down, which is why I wanted the hotel near the railway station, because you could probably find the retiring room there, ladies' retiring room. And people do in India just lie down. They just lie down and go to sleep. So that would have been possible. That's why I'm glad I caught the taxi from the airport to my little town where the train is, rather than hanging at the airport. In the old days, you could just walk across the road for a few hundred rupees and get a little simple single room. But now you should see it. You get off and it's like, whoa, bright lights are everywhere, big flash hotels. It's like Disneyland all of a sudden, So that little Nedambassery on the Kochi airport, it being one of my favourite airports because it's like that, like Kochi, like Coolangatta, where you can just park the car in the servo and just go across the road. You don't have to pay for parking or anything. And Adelaide's the same. You can get out of Adelaide Airport and just start walking up the road and cross the road and get a normal bus into town, 5 minutes. But some of these airports are so big and so far off the road, and it's costly even just getting there to and from, like Tullamarine in Melbourne. But, anyway, it's a bit of a boring video because I've just been blah blah blahing. But when I got to the ticket office, instead of having to stand in line for ages, there was a younger guy sitting there on a computer just going doot, 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 65 rupees, it goes in 15 minutes. So already I'm finding Nepal seems much cheaper. India seems much cheaper than I thought. I've been away, I think, 6 years. There's the parcel office.